Hey guys, it's part three of our bookstore build. Sorry it's been a while. I hope you enjoyed. This one's a little short and sweet. Love you guys.
All right, guys, here we go. We are going to put together our table and our chairs today. So I have all of our pieces laid out here. This shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm pretty sure that these get stuck together like this. So we will hopefully get our glue out. And I have been watching some videos of some people putting this stuff together. And I'm hoping maybe I could get a little better at this. And if y'all like this, then maybe, just maybe, I will get better at this. And sorry about the camera shaking. We all know whose big booty that was, right? Yep. Uh-huh. Tell them, Moose. Tell them who it was. Mm-hmm. So there we go. There's our table. That was an easy put together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Trying to make sure the legs are kind of straight on that, about as straight as they can be. There's our little table. Now, on the table is our little spot of coffee and our little book, and then also a little mini pamphlet. These are cool. Dude, these are cracking me up. I just love these. They're so neat. I know nothing's focusing in, but sorry about that. Here's our book in case it's been a while. We just kind of flip flop back and forth here and then just hope I flip flopped enough and it all works out the right way. And we make a little open book here. Not perfect. Moose is going to take off with my cup of coffee. Of course he is. Goes around like that. And then we just need a little bit on this other side to bring it around and see, yeah, it's all wonky to donkey. But we're used to seeing that at this point, aren't we, guys? There we go. Try to close it up. There we go. And now we got our open book. So our pamphlet kind of goes on the bottom. So I also saw that you just use tiny bit of glue. And how about use these things? That helps too. And then you just lay everything down. So that was laying down. And then the book was laying down on top of that, like this. And then, if I can keep things from moving, and then the coffee was just a sitting over here like a so. Ah, boop, diddy boop. There we go. It's like my legs really aren't in there very good. I don't know. They are. Okay. So there's our cup of coffee, our little book, and our little pamphlet there. He was reading a little thingy there. Yep, there we go with that. Put the chair together. We just need the back and the legs. So this is pretty straightforward right here. Yes, so the one person I have been watching that does these and has like I'm totally addicted at this point. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Amazon, Temu, you can get these on. Another place that I kept hitting into the description box, the person that I'm watching, Coco Belly is her name. Isn't that a cute name? She does all sorts of little cute stuff. And it's just set to music. So it's so totally relaxing to like watch her because yeah, it's just set to music and she's making the little houses and stuff. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Like binge watching. Yeah. Anyway, um she uses Aleene's tacky glue. I thought, boom, I got that because that's what's in the pen down there is the Aleene's tacky glue. And then she uses the Beacon 3-in-1, not the fabric tack. And I mean, I didn't even know there was a difference, but there is a Beacon's 3-in-1, and that is what she uses, which is a clear if you need it clear. And then she uses also the Aleene's tacky glue. So I thought, wow, hey, I'm doing pretty good. I've actually got the right glues for the most part here. Yes, sir, we sure do. I think the next thing I want to do after I get this little bookstore done, I want to like do a bakery or something. Oh, I'm watching her make a bakery right now, and it is so cool. Okay, and so there's our little chair. Look at that. So we've got our little table and our chair so he can have his spot of tea or coffee as he sits in his chair or she sits in her chair. Look at that. Yes. Okay, guys, next is our clock. Clock and watch. Isn't it all the same thing? Clock and a watch. But here we go. I've got all of our pieces ready to go. This doesn't seem too hard to put together. This obviously goes right on top of that, so that's not a big deal. So I know I was using the other stuff the other day, but yeah, we're just going to use this stuff today. And this pretty much just lines up with that right there. There we go. Tap that on, tappity tap tap. Push it on to squish out any glue that doesn't need to be in there. Okay. And then it wants us to take this, and this little book goes up here at the top. There we go. Put our little book on. There we go. Oh, we got that. And all this, I need a dry paper towel. That's the dry paper towel. Okay. So there we go. We got our book on. Just trying to make sure he's somewhat straight. Well, he was straighter. I probably should have left him alone. But, you know. Okay. So there we go. We got that. We got that. Now what do you want us to do? Okay. So we take this little doodah and we stick this little doodah and this little doodah. You like my terminology there? Yeah, buddy. Well, snap. Okay. So we just take that little tiny piece and shove it into that little hole right there, hoping that it works. And yeah, okay, yeah, this is fun. Yep. Boy, the little stuff is what's the the humdinger bummer. Get over there. No, I know you're not supposed to be crooked like that. I know you ain't supposed to be crooked. There we go. Okay, that's popped in. Just making sure he's a little level there, not all over the place. There we go. So we got that little bit popped in there. Now what? Okay, we take that and we want to. Hmm. Okay. All right. So it wants us to put this longer piece goes in through the back where the hole is right there. Boop. Just like that. And then we take this little round piece right here. And that's going to go right around. Yeah, this top isn't actually going to work. So there are so many cool things though. Like this has lights. I can't wait to get to that part. That looks like a fun fiasco to try to get through. But like there's a lot out there that have like, besides the lights, other things that like work. Like some of them have music boxes and stuff and I was like, "Oh, yes, please." And I'm trying to get this shoved in there. It's not wanting to shove. It's wanting to pop out through the other side. Oh, okay. No, you go back in that way. You're supposed to come up this way. I'm having a problem because my wood got kind of funky there. And my wood, maybe if I would use my tools, found that probably makes things a lot easier. And now I've lost it. Okay, well, that's gone. Let me go find that. Okay, that actually didn't take me as long as I thought to find it. It was right here by my chair. So we got that all popped together in like that. There's our little clock. I don't think there's really any certain way it goes because as you can see, there's not any numbers. But I'm just going with the picture. And then it just says to take it, put it through like this, and then glue it And you can set it to like whatever time you want. I kind of liked it at that time. Or if I put it this way, it kind of looks like it's covering some of that up where that blue is. So it just says take it and like glue it like right there, but that's not very much to glue to. But so we'll go ahead and we'll follow directions. You know, I'm a good girl and I follow directions. And then it just says to take this and put it through there. And there's really not much for it to stick to, but there we go. We're going to do that. And it's going to stick to that right there. And then that finishes up our clocky do. We'll wipe that up a little bit. Not that you can see what's happening, but there you go. There is our yay clock. All right, guys, guess what? I think we are now done with the little pieces and we're going to start getting into the big stuff. Oh my gosh, look, lamps. Oh, my lanta. And then we start putting the whole thing together. Okay, this should be exciting. Should be exciting. Hang on.
Hey, make sure to do all the YouTubey thingies. I hope you enjoyed. We will get to the lights and the house part next time. Love you.